In this video, we're going to take a look at the Radioddity CB-500 CB radio. What sets this radio apart from a lot of other ones is the fact that it is an FM and AM and weather receiver. So recently the laws were changed regarding CB radio. It used to be AM only. Well, now you can use FM. I haven't actually found anybody broadcasting on FM in my area, but I have to admit I'm out in the weeds and I'm probably likely not to get that kind of signal. But if you're in a denser population center where there's more CB activity, you may find some FM channels to listen to. I would like to point out that this radio's got a ton of functionality, and it is actually a joy to operate. I had forgotten how much CB could be an entertaining source for kind of bopping around and listening. But you will notice that the filters that are available on this radio, if you get one, the more filtering you put on the radio, the more your signal sensitivity is going to go down. So the likelihood of you getting signals to come through, if you've got all the filters jacked up, is probably pretty low. But one thing I really liked about this was the scan function. With the scan function, it can just bounce through the CB channels, so you're not sitting there seeking activity on the radio. You can just turn the scan on and go. Now, one thing I did notice was that with this radio, they tell you that holding the up and down channel buttons will initiate a scan. Mine did not work that way. That's what the manual says. Manual is not really all that well written in the English language. But I did find that the PF button, the middle one on the microphone, I could program that to activate the scan, and that does work perfectly. Again, you can scan the weather channels, and you can also scan the CB channels. So really good functionality there. In order to switch the band over, you need to stop the scan function. The scan function will block you changing the band, but I just put it on weather, and you can hear how clearly that comes in.
Highs from the upper 40s to lower 60s. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Wednesday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly...
Okay, now we've taken this radio out of weather mode and put it back into CB, and I've got it on, I'm going to switch it to FM, as is indicated on the LCD display, and I'm going to start a scan. And what I want to point out here is if you're scanning on FM, you're probably not going to get anything intelligible, at least not in my area. Not many people are using the FM functionality yet. And when you do get signal, you can't really understand what they're saying because they're actually broadcasting in AM. So switching to AM does get you the audio back.
I want to see if I can ease up in somebody's radio.
If you're up for some really interesting listening, do check out Channel 6 on the CB radio. It's good for at least entertainment anyway. The hardware kit comes with a fuse for the power adapter and a CB microphone mount and some mounting screws for the radio itself. So lots of good stuff in the hardware kit. Next up, we're going to take a look at some measurements of the power used by this radio. This first test is under broadcast, so when you're actually keying the mic, you can see our values there. And then we're going to do one with it just scanning along. And 200 milliamps, I mean, that's nothing. This radio just sips the juice. So overall, I found this radio quite an enjoyable dive back into the world of CB. And, it was kind of fun DXing around, listening to what was going on the CB radio. And I did use my recently finished minimalist solar power pack to power this unit. And I will point out that I did run this for over a week continuously on that battery with a single charge. without topping it off at all. So this radio is really sweet on the current draw, and it does offer a lot of really cool functionality, not the least of which is the ability to scan and listen in FM if you want to. I also found the filters on this radio to be exceptionally good. They will cut into your sensitivity, but as if you're in an area where you've got lots of strong signals, that filtering can really improve your audio quality quite a lot at the cost of your overall sensitivity to receive signals. But I have to say I was quite impressed with this radio at this price point. It is compact, very well made, and exceptionally robust. So if you're looking to get back into CB or you need a CB radio for your outdoor adventure kit, this is not a bad choice at all. Radioddity did provide this radio for the review, but had absolutely no input in the content of this review.